Today on Tried and Tested, we're taking a look at a mixer that literally was a dream come true for most scratch DJs, the DJM-S9. Hi guys, welcome back to Crossfader. My name's DJ Holland and this is the Pioneer DJM-S9. This mixer was originally released back in August of 2015 for a street price of around $1,700. It came with a Serato DJ Pro license and also unlocked DVS at the same time. It went on for great critical and commercial success, with DJs such as DJ Jazzy Jeff saying it was probably the best mixer he'd ever used. And that is for good reason. You see, this mixer, although it came out in 2015, was technically the spiritual successor to the DJM-909, which itself came out back in 2003. Now, the 909 was a revolutionary mixer at the time. It came with like 50 effects on board, 2-channel mixer that really took on the heavyweights of the time, like Technics. And this mixer applied its effects with paddles. You could push them away to lock the effect on, or you could pull them towards you on a spring-loaded mechanism for momentary effect. And that's exactly what Pioneer DJ brought back to the S9 all those years later. Now, these effects have gone on to be copied by almost everyone on the battle mixer scene. It doesn't matter if you're looking at a mid-range Newmark Scratch or a top-of-the-range Rain 72 mixer. Even the Newmark Platinum Pro effects controllers are now copying these paddles, and for great reason. These paddles are superb for when you're in the middle of a routine. You don't have to move your hand far from the deck to apply the effect. You don't have to twist knob, dial anything in, it's just there. On the left-hand side of the paddles, there are 6 beat effects taken from the legendary Pioneer DJM range of mixers. They can be used with any input. And then on the right-hand side, you've got 6 onboard Serato effects. Both of these effects, the Pioneer beat effects and the Serato effects, are obviously synced to your playing Serato tracks. So it doesn't matter about tapping the BPM in or anything like that. You can just, in your routine, pull the trigger towards you or push it away and know that that beat effect is going to sound superb and be in time. It's really quick and it's really intuitive, and it's a real indication of how well this mixer was designed around turntablists and people doing scratch routines. Another great example of putting performance features not far from the DJ's hands were the 16 RGB performance pads. These pads could activate hot cues, rolls, samplers, slicers, and then also featured their own MIDI mappable modes. So you could go in and MIDI map within Serato DJ the performance features that mattered most to you. They were clean, easy to use, and responded brilliantly no matter where you hit the pad, working up to the very edges. Superb indeed. You know, this really took over from the Pioneer DDJ SP1, itself a very popular controller and add-on for Serato DJ with turntablists. As the years were progressing, the Novation dicers were getting a bit old and their limitations had been found. The SP1 was a massive improvement on the Novation dicers, which were popular with turntablists, and then the DJM-S9 completely made it so you didn't need the SP1. It basically had it built into the mixer. At the bottom half of the mixer, you can see that there's almost no buttons whatsoever. Again, this design meant that DJs, you know, when it's great having things close to the platter in the middle of a routine, but what you don't want is when you're getting fast on the faders, when you're cutting and chopping your tracks, you don't want to be pressing buttons or, you know, accidentally knocking anything. And Pioneer knew this, and that's why the bottom half of this mixer basically has nothing around those faders. You've got your cue section in the top right hand side. Again, cue buttons are gone. Instead, you've got a little fader that you can go across your cues. There's no split cue, unfortunately, but you know, it's a small price to pay for what is clearly a better system that's more suited to this mixer. The up faders were large stems with locking caps, which meant you could absolutely hammer them, no worries about them breaking. You could adjust the curves of the up faders and even reverse them on the front panel. Again, this is another sign of Pioneer putting the controls that matter most to turntablists at their fingertips. The Crossfader is a Magvel Pro. This is a superb crossfader. It's buttery smooth, has great cutting distance, and can be fully customized on the mixer itself. On the front panel, you've got the curve control. You've also got the adjustment of the feel, so you can get it really stiff or you can have it as loose as you like. If you take the faceplate off, Pioneer even included different bump stops, or the ability to remove bump stops completely, letting you customize the feel of your crossfader when you're crabbing and cutting on the fader. It's really, really nice stuff to see and stops DJs having to go out and buy an inner fader or something like that to upgrade their battle mixer. This was the first time we were seeing really high quality faders included in the price. Other design features for scratch turntablists and performance DJs were the dedicated auto loop controls, the fact that you could instant double by double tapping on the load button, and also the shrinking of the EQs. Things like that just don't matter to turntablists as much, and as such they took up less room. The two screens within the mixer allowed the DJ to see exactly what was going on with the performance. You've got your beat, effects information on the top screen, and then your performance pad information on the bottom screen, allowing DJs to focus mainly on their routine and not looking at the Serato on the laptop. On the back of the mixer, we had two USB sound cards. This allowed for back-to-back DJ routines, which was brilliant. There was a RCA line level auxiliary input. This again was controlled on the front panel. Next to that was a microphone input. Again, the front panel was where you found everything you needed for that. It featured a 2-band EQ, echo, and a talkover feature, which was brilliant. And then on the outputs, there was dedicated RCA outputs for the master, XLR balanced outputs, and of course TRS booth jacks. So everything a professional DJ needs. A neat feature about the back of the mixer was that it had dedicated line and phono inputs for both channels. This meant if you had this mixer at home, you could leave your turntables permanently wired into the phono ports, enabling you to listen to vinyl at home whenever you wanted. And then you could plug in, say, CDJs or maybe phase into the line level input. With these having dedicated inputs and not switchable ones, it meant you're not reaching around the back of the mixer, unplugging cables all the time. So this mixer really was a great design. The devil was in the detail, and it put everything that a DJ cares about at their fingertips. It really was a superb mixer, but it wasn't perfect. The faceplate paint, for example, was very weak in the early models and would wear off with minimal use, meaning that scratch DJs would regularly end up with almost no paint surrounding their crossfader after only a few weeks of use, which was a shame. They have addressed this in later models, and you can buy replacement faceplates if yours is suffering, but it does make the mixer look very old very quickly. Other issues to be aware of are the auxiliary RCA inputs and also the XLR outputs becoming a bit funny. If you're looking at buying one on the second-hand market, I really would recommend checking those ports. Make sure that one side's not quieter than the other, and make sure they're both outputting as they should. There are well-known faults on this mixer. Apart from that, this mixer was very nearly perfect. It unlocked Serato DJ Pro, it came with the DVS license, so all you needed was this mixer, download Serato for free, and poof, off you went. However, unfortunately, it's supported in Rekordbox, but it doesn't unlock Rekordbox. So Rekordbox 6 users, you're gonna have to buy a subscription to use this mixer, unfortunately. And Rekordbox 5 users, it doesn't come with the DVS license. So again, you're gonna have to go buy something on top of this mixer. Was a shame. Other things that have come along since this mixer came out are things like silent cue and also independent pad modes. On this mixer, unfortunately, you couldn't change what mode each performance pad was in. So your left-hand deck couldn't be in hot cue, for example, and your right-hand deck couldn't be in rolls. All 16 pads were either in hot cue or roll. You couldn't separate them. That was a shame. And really, the mixers that have come out since this have basically just copied the S9's fantastic design, taken everything that was brilliant about the S9, and then just added these newer features into the design. So things like the Range 70 looks very similar, but it's just got those small improvements. This mixer is 5 years old now. The time is perfect for Pioneer to replace the S9. An S9 Mark II, maybe an S10, that would be brilliant. Just update those small little features I've mentioned and bring this mixer back to being the choice of mixer by almost every turntablist out there. So would I buy an S9 in 2020? Probably not. I really do think there's going to be a new mixer just around the corner from Pioneer DJ. What do you think? Is there going to be a new S9 or will it be a record box version? Will we get an R10? Who knows? Let us know in the comments below what you think to this legendary mixer. As always, give this video a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it, subscribe for more content just like this, and make sure you hit that bell icon so you're notified when we upload videos. I hope you are well wherever you are watching from. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll catch you in another video sometime soon. Take care.